everyone. Thanks so much for joining me here today as we get to talk about one of my favorite subjects, comic books. My name is Jose. I love comic books. I love talking about them. I love sharing them with you. Feel free to follow me on social media if you would like. Links are in the description below. I've also posted a link to the Marvel fan site that I have plot synopsis and character bios for this issue. We are continuing our run through the Walter Simonson Thor era, the Mighty Thor 371. Now, we skipped 370 because 370 was a fill in issue. Walter Simonson didn't do the writing, penciling, or even inking on that issue. It was drawn by Sal Buscema, and it took place during the Old West. So, not part of this run. So, we are continuing here. And we have this cover here. It says, Peace comes to town, and he's ripping through a Thor image here. So, pretty cool. All right, peace on Earth. And we see Baldur's about to get a crown here. So, here we have our credits. Walter Simonson, Sal Buscema, and an Albert Blevinson. I also known, I think it's Albert. So Brett Blevinson is the inker. So, and we're in Asgard, and as you can see, Baldur's about to become the king of Asgard. I have a playlist. Feel free to check it out. I started with the very beginning of Walter Simonson's run through current in Thor 337. And Thor said, "'Tis done. Asgard at last has a new liege lord, and I think my father would have approved." So, here some of our heroes are watching, and then, of course, we have a crowd gathered. Love how the simplicity of Simonson just put in a few, and that should give us enough here. So, the crowd is happy with the selection of Balder. And Balder speaks to his new subjects. My friends, Balder the Brave is not deserving of the honor you have bestowed him. Always I shall strive to be worthy of the golden scepter of Odin. Go in peace, he tells them. So, and then as Balder leaves, Thor thinks, "My gentle friend, every word you utter proves that Thor was right. No other Asgardian is more worthy than thee to sit in my father's seat." So, and so it says here, moments later, in the hall of Odin. And so I think this is Volstagg speaking here. "Now, my lord, will you not take the great throne? Long has it awaited a master." "Longer still, Volstagg. It will wait. I have had the craftsman fashion another seat, and there Balder will sit. Though the fate of the All-Father is unknown, I will carry his scepter and spear in trust." And he sits here. "His throne shall remain untenanted until such a time as the High One returns. This seat shall do for Balder." So, he doesn't want to take Odin's seat. He's going to just forge his own and wait for Odin here. So, and my first charge as liege is what we dispense with the is that we dispense with the address, my lord. In the service of Asgard, I will carry the burden of the state and bear them with your help. But Balder I was, and Balder I am, and all the diadems and scepters of the 9 worlds will not alter me. So be it. So, rather humble. So now we're in a suburb of Chicago here, and off in this house here. I owe Ruby. I owe a lot of people a lot of pain, and Thor's on the top of the list. So this woman's sitting with her 2 kids, looks like to be twin boys here. "So I've made all the arrangements, babe," he says. "You're just a long lost sister coming to bring a little sunshine and deliver the goods. Keep your trap shut." And of course, he's got his gun here. And Thug Thatcher will be history. No hard feelings. And he gives her this little thing here. Just remember, I'll be babysitting your kids. And we wouldn't want anything to happen to them while you're gone now, would we? You got till 6 o'clock to get back here. Don't blow it. So he's threatening this poor lady here with her poor kids here. So back in Asgard, Thor says, "My friends, I want to thank you all. Thor has been like a will-o'-the-wisp here of late, and because of you, the kingdom and succession are safe." And Balder says, "The sun is not the sun, Thor. If ever you decide to sit here, you have but to ask." And Thor says, "To see you on the throne of Asgard, Balder, is to see the sun rise through the clouds at last, and know the kingdom is secure." Thor continues down here, "If that is the condition of your abdication, then long shall Balder the Brave rule Asgard. For the first time since my father vanished, I do not worry about the fate of the Golden Realm. I am content," says Thor. And Balder says, "You cannot fool an old friend, Thor. I know you did not occupy the throne yourself because the will-o'-the-wisp enjoys his adventures too much to give them up." So that is true. Thor just feels too much responsibility to Earth, and he really does like his adventures. So, um, and oh my gosh, Fandral here says, "Nay, Balder, methinks in truth that Thor hath grown a beard so he may retire in quiet anonymity as an orchid grower." And Volstagg says, "Surely, Fandral, Thor's but seeks to emulate the glory of Volstagg's whiskers." And here we have Beta Ray Bill here. Um, but, my friend, this is a farewell. I must return for my own people. And Thor says, "I think, Bill, you have been a better Thor than I of late. May you find your people safe." Um, and I'm trying to see where this panel fits. If that were true, I would stay that I might see the results. Oh, so it went this way, then this way. I apologize. Um, and should you ever need my help, you have but to call my name. I will hear you. So, and this is Odin's wife, Lady Frigga. It is not Thor's mother. And so, Lady Frigga, foster mother, the time has come for me to depart as well. I have been away from Midgard too long, and I am needed there. Come back when you can, my son. Your father looks out through your eyes, and I see him when you are here. My word of honor, mother. And so, Lady Frigga departs. By the way, Frigga is the day of the week, Friday. Just like Thursday is Thor's day and Odin's day is Wednesday. Um, the Anglo-Saxons would call Odin Woden, and it just in Old English it was Woden's day, and it just ended up as Wednesday. So, and Thor asks here, "Lady Sif, rather would I die 1,000 deaths than face thee now, but bravery in battle is no bravery at all if a man cannot speak to a maid when the time comes." And Sif says, "My own heart has lacked courage, Thor. I have been a poor excuse for a warrior maiden." "Perhaps Thor is a poor excuse for a lover," he says. "And here I am going away. We must speak now with our hearts." So, as Thor speaks with Sif, we are now in New York City here, and here you can see something is kind of teleporting its way through. Love the special effects done by Workman. You can see here like these bubbles here, and so Here comes this guy here. I'm through, and you can see peace in his um, little shirt there. Other people kind of run away here. And he says, unbelievable. Citizens breaking the law and not an officer inside. My peacemaker will fix that. Here's instant social adjustment, scum. Let justice be done. So you can see here that they are jaywalking. So, and he shoots them with this gun, and they turn around here. So doesn't kill them here, but makes them not break the law. Lucky for those lawbreakers, I haven't got time to crack their skulls proper, but DNA implants will prevent them from ever jaywalking again. And he goes here, this corner concessionary should give me the information I need. And he goes, what's the date, citizen? And the guy's like, are you deaf? I want a date and I want it now. May 1st, 1986, sir. And he's like, crag it. The time flux has sent me to the outer statistical limit of the past. I only have a few hours left, he says. And I'll need all of them to reach big shouldered Chicago on time. And we see Thor here is throw his hammer Mjolnir here. Hold the villain, kerwham! I love this panel. This panel actually looks really nice. Though you wear a uniform, you are no officer of the law of New York. Jaywalking may be a misdemeanor, but it's not worth merit and armed rebuke. You got a lot to say, don't you, citizen? But nobody talks back to Justice, and Justice Peace lays down the law here, and he shoots at Thor, but Thor uses his hammer to deflect it here. His hand moves with blinding speed, he says, and throws it toward the little stand there. And the building walls dissolve in flames. His gun must have fired some kind of incendiary missile. My foe's weapons are much too powerful to allow him to use them again. And here you can see Thor punching him. Craggett, this is no ordinary criminal. Only my energy-enhanced Union skin saved me. Hopsicle, emergency pickup now. So the motorcycle comes to him, or the little cycle here. He has to be one of the numerous superpowered vigilantes who inhabited this lawless era. I can't take any chances. And so you can see here he hits a button. Out comes flying this little missile here. The safety and security of Brooklynopolis depends upon my success this afternoon. So we can tell here this guy is not exactly from our neck of the woods. And you can see he holds Thor here with this thing here. Restraints of some kind here. And he says here, or Justice says here, I'm sorry, citizen, but justice defrayed, not justice delayed. Pedal metal, hopsicle. And so here come the cops here arriving here. And they're going to try to free Thor, but he says, not necessary. And he kind of disappears, but then reappears again using Mjolnir here. So, but that still leaves the question of our mysterious cyclist whereabouts unanswered. So he's being watched by Hela, who is holding a bit of a grudge from issues 360 through 362, which are in the Thor playlist. So Hela says, I have dreamt about you often of late, son of Odin. You were quite a hero when you broke into hell and defeated Hela. Her minions and subjects still speak of it, and the knowledge burns her like a raging fire. So I have decided to grant you a gift. Before I am through with you, Thor, you will come crawling to me begging for death's final embrace, and Hela will be revenge. So now we're off here to once again to the Chicago area here. And so we're here at the Scragsmore Penitentiary here. So you hear the guard say, "Through here, ma'am. Be as quick as you can, ma'am. Visiting hours are about over." So she goes, "Hello, Charles." And this guy here says, "Hi, sis. What do you know?" "Fine. Everybody's fine. And mom, how about mom and the kids?" Um, he says, "They're fine, just fine. And Pop's still trying to hit the numbers? Fine. He's fine too. Glad to hear it, sis. Drop by anytime." You can see here she's taking away, putting this little thing here. It's probably some kind of plastique, some kind of to make a bomb here. And so again, she says, "Fine, that's just fine, Charles. Goodbye." So something's gonna be happening here, and this guy's cleaning, and this other guy goes through, and you can see he grabs it, puts it in his um, shirt pocket, and then keeps walking here, and it keeps they keep passing it back and forth, and the guy in the laundry tosses it in. This guy grabs it. At last, Thatcher came through, and that means I've got my ticket out of here. And so they're telling him another 5 minutes in the yard, then you're coming in. And he's like, "They're still scared of me after all this time." "Good," he says. And so he's putting on something to cover his nose here. And he says, "Because now they're gonna be too late to stop me." And so here comes the helicopter, and they throw in these gas canisters. And so you can see the guards kind of going down with the gas. This guy shoots, knocks off the what's holding him here, and lowering this thing down, and he's about to make his escape. So, um, and so we get back here and says, "Well, you look at the kind of stuff they're putting on TV these days. Jesus, unbelievable. They ain't hardly wearing anything. No wonder this country's going down to the dogs." Even in the mid 80s. See, everybody always has a problem with the future. Old timers. I am an old timer too. So I did like you told me, Mr. Thatcher. Are you going to let us alone now? And he's like, "Wine, wine, wine. I just love, you just love to wine, don't you?" "No, I ain't leaving now, and maybe I ain't ever gonna leave. I like it here. This deal is costing me all the money I had squirreled away, but it's gonna be worth it. And until I make sure nothing's gone wrong, I'm staying. Now get back in the bedrooms, all of you, and don't come out till I call you. And Ruby, don't be so formal. Call me Thug." And you can see her crying here. So, and so here comes at her house the prisoner, and then here's the pilot here. He's still wearing his cuffs here. "Thatcher," he says, the criminal. "The boys call me Thug. You Brad Wolf," he says. "Look at these shackles, mister. What do you think? They lock ordinary bums up like this?" And Thatcher says, "Pretty feisty for a guy who's got his walking papers, ain't ya?" And he says, "I've been inside long enough to know that you went to the trouble of springing me. You ain't interested in my good looks or my disposition. What's the deal?" And he says, "Women, Wolf, or at least one woman, an ex-nurse named Jane Foster. She's got some connection to Thor, and when she's dead, it's gonna give Thor a lot of pain. You remember Thor?" And he says, "I never forget him. I hate him forever." "Good, Kellen, unlock him. The shackles are electronic. How are you?" "With this, bright boy." And he's got like a special key here. "We'll just jam the frequency, then use a miniaturized synthesizer to reactivate the tumblers, and presto. And don't get any smart ideas. It's a hair trigger. My knives. I can feel my knives again, he says. And so, um, this time they'll never take me because now I know how to act like one of them. Now, Thug, I've decided I can't wait any longer. Huh? I thought I told you to. And he goes, pretty. Oh, you have what I crave. And what the Zaniac craves most is blood. And he throws it at her and says, Ruby, look out, Thug. He's got another. Kellen, wait. You cold-blooded maniac. And he shoots him as he kills poor Ruby. I thought he had a knife. You jerk. You blew it. You didn't watch him enough, and now everything's ruined. Zaniac would have killed that foster dame for us, and nobody would have been wise to us. Um, he'd have fried for it, and we'd have been laughing for the rest of our lives. Now we got nothing. And he says, I'm sorry, Ruby. I didn't think anything like this would happen. I'm sorry for your kids. And suddenly this guy's like, hey, Thug, what do you want, Kellen? Ain't you had enough excitement for one day? Maybe I didn't kill him. And suddenly he's like, huh? Oh my God. And you can see here, something's going up here. And out come these creatures. This one sort of looks like a some radish creatures. And get back, Kellen, get back. They're coming for us. Shoot them. And so they're there, and he shoots, but there's just too many. And here he is. Shoot, shoot, shoot. They're still coming, and this one goes and grabs him here. And you can see he goes from yelling, and now all of a sudden he's docile and he falls. And the rain's coming down here, and then he gets up and just says, Foster. Jane Foster. And so, here we go. At last, the full fury of the storm breaks over Chicago as the Zaniac lives again. So, next issue, Thor sees an old flame and her candle goes out. Be here, for without justice, there is no peace. So, Thor 371 by Walter Simonson, Sal Buscema, and Brett Blevins, doing a special inking job because normally Sal Buscema inks himself. So, yeah. So, like and subscribe. I do thank you for listening. Goodbye.